Hey, how's it going, my wolf pack? It's Wolfmaster here, and I'm coming at you again with another Card Fight Vanguard deck profile. Today, I am going to be showing you guys my Megacolony deck, which unfortunately, it doesn't have any stride units. I've been meaning to get the stuff for it, but, I'm kind of waiting for the new stuff to come out in the 4th set with the intimidating mutant Darkface and the spear deity Stun Beetle, I think its name is. I'm sorry if I'm messing that name up, but yeah, this deck is called the Web of Venom, and the reason for that is because the main card, well, you'll see what the main card is soon enough, and another thing is that the Venom part is, paralyzing the opponent's rear guard and vanguard, and then just strike. So yeah, that's pretty much the moral of this deck, is to, stun the opponent's, rear guards and vanguard so they don't stand up and reduce the number of attacks. Alright, so let's get started. Starting off with the grade 0s is my starter, Megacolony Battler C. With his ability, if he boosts a Vanguard attack that hits, you can pay the cost of 1 and then send him into the soul and then choose one of your opponent's rear guards. And it can't stand during your opponent's next stand phase. Next up is 4 Machining Scorpion. It's a critical trigger. Then next up, 4 of the Sharp Nail Scorpio. Another critical. This is an 8 crit deck. Then next up, 4 Raider Mantis, which is the draw trigger of the deck. And finally, 4 Machining Bomix, which is the heal trigger of this deck. Okay, that's it for the grade 0 lineup. Let's get on to the grade 1s. First up, the Sentinels. I have 2 Machining Ladybug, which is the Quintet Wall, and then 2 Paralyze Madonna, which is the perfect guard of the deck. The reason why I have 2 of the Ladybug is because, a lot of the cards in this deck, the main card of the deck does require soul blasting machining cards to use. So that's why I have 2 copies in this deck. But yeah, I would definitely want to have 4 perfect guards. I'm not such a fan of, Quintet Walls. Excuse me. And next up for my grade 1s are 4 Machining Hornet. With this card's ability, when it's placed onto the Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle, if you have a card in the Soul with Machining in its name, this gets 3,000 power until the end of turn. So this guy would basically be your main booster. That's why you run it. Then next up is one of the kind of important machinings of the deck is 4 Machining Caucasus. I think that's its name. Again, I'm sorry if I'm screwing these names up. With this card's ability, when it boosts an attack that hits an opponent's Vanguard, and the boosted unit has Machining in its name, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and it cannot stand back up. if you've seen the anime, like, the other term for that is called Paralyze. Yeah, just attack, the attack hit, use its effect, Paralyze. And lastly, for my grade 1s are 2 machining locusts. With this card's ability, when this is placed onto the rearguard circle and you have a Megacolony Vanguard and all your opponent's vanguards and rearguards are at rest, you can discard a card from your hand and draw one. To be honest, it's a good card to have for, support and help you, get rid of cards you don't want in your hand. Honestly, I would put in, a third one if I just had the, space for it. But at the moment, I'd say it's pretty good. Now, moving on to my grade 2 lineup. First up is 4 Machining Hornet MK2. With this card's ability, when it's placed onto the rearguard and your vanguard is in Legion, you choose one of your opponent's rearguards and paralyze it. And yeah, he is the Legion mate for the main card of this deck, which some of you may already know by this point. But continue on with the deck is 4 Machining Red Soldier. With this card's ability, when it's in the rear guard and it attacks, and you have a Vanguard with Machining in its name, it gets 3,000 power until the end of the turn. So basically, this is the 12k attacker for Machinings. And finally, for my grade 2s, I run 3 Machining Mantis. This card is basically the grade 2 version of Machining Hornet. When it's placed onto the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, and if you have a Megacolony Vanguard with a Machining card in its soul, then it gets 3,000 until the end of turn. Alright, next up are my grade 3s of the deck. First up is 4 Unrivaled Blade Rogue Cyclamatooth. This is a Breakride unit, and its Breakride ability is that when you ride a Megacolony unit on this unit, you choose your Vanguard, and it gets 10,000 until the end of turn, and then all your opponent's rear guard and the Vanguard are put at rest, and neither of them can stand up during your opponent's next stand phase. So that means their Vanguard won't be able to stand up, and if they try to stride, then the new stride unit would just come out onto the battlefield rested. So right there, if you tried to do that, you would just waste a card from your hand. In order to, make sure the Vanguard stands up, you have to ride a new Vanguard. And his other effect is that during your turn, if all of your opponent's Vanguard and rear guards are at rest, he gets 2,000 power. So he would be 13 by himself. And finally, which is the boss card of the deck, is 4 Machining Tarantula MK2. This card is the Legion mate of, this card is the Legion for Machining Hornet MK2. With this card's ability, let me tell you his first ability before I get into the Legion effect. His ability is that you can Soul Blast 2 cards with Machining in its name, and then choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and that unit is paralyzed during your opponent's next stand phase. And then his Legion ability is that When this unit's drive check reveals a card with the same name as this card or its Legion mate, then you can choose one of your opponent's vanguards, and that card is paralyzed. So yeah, that is my Megacolony deck. This is the Web of Venom. It works pretty good. It's decent. It does what it's supposed to do. I remember playing against a Aquaforce player. That was my friend Steven. Yeah, I played this against his Aquaforce, and I managed to win. Yeah, because I kept, using this guy and then putting, the other guys back into the deck, and then just drive check and just paralyze that Vanguard and the rear guards for all those attacks. So yeah, that is my current Megacolony deck. Like I said, I am going to change it once the new stuff comes out. But yeah. So like the last deck profile I have that I haven't shown yet is my Pale Moon deck, which is called Phantom Masquerade. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, you know what to do. Just like this video, like, comment, subscribe, become a member of the Wolf Pack today. I will see all you guys in the next video. So keep howling, my Wolf Pack, and goodbye. Ow!